Call to order the Ironton City Council meeting on August 27th, 2026. For invocation, if you rise and recite the Lord's Prayer and remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance immediately following. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please, Mark.
Brown.
Here.
Amy.
Here.
Harvey.
Here.
Hawk.
Here.
Todd.
Here.
Scott.
Here.
Simmons. Here.
Next on the agenda, we have the approval of minutes for the regular council meeting of August 13, 2026. Do we have any edits, additions, or omissions from those minutes? Saying none, those minutes will stand as approved. Next on the agenda, we have audience participation. If you'd like to address council, please step to the podium, state your name and address, and you will have 5 minutes to address council.
Harriet Tessie, 1507 Karen Street. Just a couple quick things. On the Rice property, that property that's left over has not been cut. Used to, the city would require the Rices to cut it by Memorial Day. The grass is up to your waist. There's a couple that moved across the street from me about a year ago. They're new to here. He came out of service. They have 3 little children. Literally, their fence, they stay in the backyard because it's fenced. Literally, their fence is 2 to 3 feet from this grass that's this high. And they asked me to mention they're concerned. They have a 1-year-old that there's going to be snakes. And I don't really understand why, if we're cutting the levee on Orchard, this is literally a couple yards away, why that grass can't be cut. I've repeatedly called the city, called the mayor's office, so I just wanted to bring it up again and see, what's the problem, why it can't be cut.
What department would that be?
I thought we were handling
They cut behind the punt.
I don't know that.
I guess
That
there's
may be
some
floods
small area
around.
around the back. I think that they have some trouble with the being soft back to where the construction's. One of these, when we were down there for the opening, there was a smaller area back towards the back, and the majority of it's being maintained. I don't do floods.
No, it's not. Maybe behind the pump house, but not on the extra lots.
When I was down
They
there,
sell.
the majority of them was being maintained.
It hasn't been cut. I should have brought pictures, and I'm sorry, I didn't have time to do that. I don't want to waste all my time on that. I'm bringing it up. It's not being cut. It's this high, so I'm bringing it up for her. Also, mosquito spraying. I understand that, I've continued to ask about the mosquito spraying. I will continue to ask about it. I contacted the health department to see why they don't have streets that they're going to do. And I understand the city has a big part of that. But I was informed that they did the middle school this last time. Karen Street's 2 streets over from the middle school. So here again, it's blowing my mind why they couldn't zip over and do Karen Street. Like, I've continued to request because we were left off the original schedule due to somebody requesting that. So just seems, I just don't understand why it can't be done. And I'm not even going to ask for a reason. I'm just bringing it up, and we'll continue to bring it up every meeting about this mosquito spraying until we get done, because we have water. I have water behind my house. We have that field that's not being cut, and it needs to be done.
We checked into that. They confirmed that they sprayed down there.
So it
Well,
was
then I wanna
supposed to be Tuesday.
They did not. I've sat at the window waiting for them. I've notified these new folks that have these 3 children both times until they finally got on the texting and said, hey, we're going to have mosquito spraying possibly. I sat at my window. They had not sprayed the cul-de-sac. They've not done it.
I think you said you were waiting on the 25th. It was the 19th.
They didn't do it on the 19th. I've waited every time they said there's going to be mosquito spraying. I've sat at that window. They've not done it. And Pemberton told me, and if there's an issue, let's bring Pemberton in here, because he literally stood there and told me, a lady told him not to do it, and he didn't do it. Now that's what I was told from Pemberton. If there's a problem, let's get him in here and let's confront him about it, because that's exactly what he told me. So I just wanted to bring that up.
Mayor, can we get confirmation on the route that the mosquito spray trucks?
Spray all over it.
We only, surely they only have so much gas and so much spray, and they know after all these years how much they can do in one night for 3 hours. I mean,
they do it for a living, so I'd say they're pretty good.
Exactly. I don't think you should say, well, the whole city of Ironton, and everybody has to. You don't know, just like me running over there saying, okay, then my spray, your kids, watch your kids,
Right.
and they don't come.
I did see that text message. I probably wasn't home. I don't know.
And I also want to add, I believe it's 1504 is the new folks. She has 3 children. She works. She couldn't come tonight. She got a baby teething. But I'll give the address. I won't give their names. But these are the people that are asking about the cutting the field and snakes and the mosquitoes. It's not just me. I get these people that come to me and ask me, why aren't they doing this? Why aren't they doing this? So I'm just bringing it up to you all. And I'll show you these 2 before I pass these out. This is 2 more catch basins that are cracked, actually falling apart. These are on Charlotte Street. I have not run the whole Green Valley, but I did pass these around so they can see them. Are they going to get fixed? The people on Karen Street that I brought last time that picture, they've not been notified by anybody. Nobody's contacted them about their cracks.
I will double check with the punch list. I'll talk to Kevin after the meeting tonight, and once we get out of here, I'll go by the rice property and check on that.
Yeah, come on down. Oh, yeah, I want you all to come on down.
They are
Drive on
going to
down.
fix this.
They are going to fix it, so Kevin confirmed that they will fix those receptacles.
Hey, I'm inviting you all to come down there. You
I'll
can
check
look
it
at
out.
the field. It's not cut. It's not maintained.
I will go by there, I promise you, and I'll email you.
That's, I'll just wait on the pictures. It amazes me that concrete's less than 2 years old. You should see the driveway pictures I have. They're going to come in another meeting. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other audience participation? Seeing none. All right, moving on to communications. There are none. Reports. Nate?
So we received communication from Marta.
Oh, yep.
Make a motion to accept communication from Marta's leads and resignation.
I'll second that. Roll call, please.
Brown.
Aye.
Hany.
Aye.
Harvey.
Aye.
Hawk.
Aye.
Klein.
Aye.
Scott.
Aye.
Simmons. Aye.
Discussion on that. I want to vote no, Marta. I do want to thank you for all everything you've done for us as a body for over the years and what you've done for the city. And I know that's an easy spot, and it's not definitely one of those one of those thankless jobs. But I really do appreciate everything you've done for the city over your tenure here. So thank you very much. I hate that we're here, but it is what it is. Great.
Morning, my dad graduated high school weekend. He retired for 3 weeks, so I'm hoping
I know.
3 weeks. See you back.
All right. Moving on to reports, there are none. Ordinances. Marta, would you please give first reading to ordinance 2651?
Amending section 103.1 and section 106 of the International Property Maintenance Code and declaring an emergency. First reading.
Discussion.
has the, planning commission got to meet yet, Mayor?
No, we have to call it.
What is it?
I think we have to call it.
You and I have to call?
Yeah, it's like, I think the vice mayor and me are on there, and then there's three.
So do we have, can we go ahead and call that for, one's good for you?
At least for the next meeting.
You just give me some times and we'll call. I mean, just like text me or whatever, anytime you're free.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we could call it now
Well,
to
yeah,
follow.
we gotta make sure the other planning commission. Right.
Well,
We have one other member here. That's 3 people.
I'll just move to refer that to the planning commission. Towards 26.
Ordinance 2651. Right.
Is that something that has to go through the planning commission?
I would say if it's dealing with codes and, zoning, yeah, it does. Correct.
Zoning, does, I don't think, this would, this isn't a zoning thing.
That was my thought.
Yeah.
It might be 49.
It's just saying.
All right. You're the expert.
2649 you might be thinking of, I'm not
I'll
sure.
rescind my motion.
Great, simple motion. Good? Yes, sir.
Just that it was just amending something that we already had. And it was a companion to the 2649, that 2651. That's what that says.
Anytime I see zoning, I think planning commission. It is what it is. All right. Moving along to ordinance 2653. Marta, would you please give us the first reading?
Require the city seal or logo to be conspicuously displayed on all city-owned vehicles and right-of-way equipment and declaring an emergency for
I just want to say discussion. I know that during finance committee, that Craig mentioned we'd like to have a cost reduction first on this, which I think is a very reasonable thing. I just wanted to propose that in the name of transparency. I think it's a good look for our city, for all of our vehicles and right-of-way equipment to be identified properly. So, but I'm happy to wait to see what that projection is going to be before I take any action.
Sure.
Discussion as well. I was just curious if there has been talks of this in the past, and maybe if there was a barrier to doing this or anything like that, as far as making sure it's on all the equipment.
I feel like I'm the grandpa and everybody's looking at me. So, not that I can recall, it seems to have been ad hoc. I mean, our police force, obviously, supervisors for the most part, but it seems to be just ad hoc, not really any rhyme or reason that I'm aware of. And I don't think we've ever even discussed it in our finance, all of those things that are workshops, our budget workshops, when we talk about each department. I think that'd be the place to address it, but I don't recall us ever talking about it being uniform. I think it's a great idea. Just is it a couple $100 or is it a couple thousand?
Right.
And I'll add, I think, John, you're doing the legwork on that. Is that right, on the cost projections? Is that what I heard?
That's what I heard too.
Okay, gotcha. I was gonna say, maybe we could get 2 or 3 quotes on that, since that would be, once we know how many vehicles, it's gonna be a decent number of vehicles, I would imagine. I know some of them are already labeled, which is great, but.
Yeah, the thing that I would like to not be responsible for is going out and doing a vehicle inventory to see how many there are.
Who would that fall under?
Nobody.
Okay.
In finance, I wasn't asking John
Okay.
compile it.
Okay.
Whenever it got
I
compiled. he would
think you
present-
have to get it for all the tractors and riding mowers.
If he would,
Yes.
if he would present it to council once it was delivered to him.
Bicycles,
That's what I was asking.
what all does this include?
We have city-owned bicycles.
Yeah, police bicycles, are those exempt too?
City of license.
It's rideable.
Yeah, the only exception that I put in the ordinance was for undercover police vehicles.
I'm good. We had I remember talking about when we get, because we were getting fleets at the time and going ahead now. I don't know the difference in price. I would, John, one thing I would like to see is the difference in price between a magnet and an actual stencil logo that they wrap, like a wrap. You know, I'm not a full vehicle wrap. I don't know what they use to put it on there right now.
We'll figure it out.
But if it's more cost efficient, because let's say one gets wrecked and we get a full insurance replacement, just rip
Get a
that
magnet on.
magnet on there and put it on the next one. You know, I don't know. I don't know which one's more cost efficient. Just an idea. We passed legislation with the asset reporting. It's supposed to be then submitted with John in November, and then he's supposed to present it to council in December. Is that something maybe we can just kind of do in coordination with, and so maybe they can give us a number. They can give a number to John with that asset report. That's not to give to us. John?
May I please make a suggestion that I had suggested to Robbie also? Virtually all of our assets like that are identified by serial number or VIN. And what they do is the last four, either of the serial number or the VIN. I think it would be great, and it would also help a lot with work order charge-offs at the end of the month. If they just write down 2, 3, 4, 5, and what department it came out of, and we know what vehicle it is. Follows so I would like to see not only the logo, but a 4-digit number associated with it. And if you're really getting fancy, logo, department, 4-digit, like city seal, finance department, 4-digit on as the identifier of the asset.
Sorry, I actually would rather not have a department on it, because I know we'll kick vehicles from one department to the other.
Okay.
So I do like the vehicle identifying number for those charge off. I just think in conjunction with that asset report we're supposed to be getting, if that's something, John, I don't know if you could ask the supervisors, whenever they bring that to you to give to us or whatever, if they could get that information also.
See, that's great.
Just a suggestion. Mark?
As a point of reference, every vehicle that you see in the city that has a city license plate on it is not necessarily a city-owned vehicle. So if you have a resident that says they saw a city vehicle in such and such a place, there are other entities within the city that have city plates that are not public housing as city plates, but they're not city-owned vehicles.
Schools. So I know the schools have places like that also, right?
Actually,
Those are their city plates. Metropolitan housing is within the city. I think the city schools do have city plates also. So, because I myself pulled into the gas station on Saturday and saw a white panel truck with no identifying marks on it, and saw a freak get out of it. It was a metropolitan housing. So, people seen in unidentified city plate trucks. So that.
It was not all
Put
the
that
court,
out there.
the court stuff. They may have, are they exempt too?
They have to have
They'll have city plates.
Yeah, they're city of Ironton
Those are already,
Where
those
does it
are
say
pretty
that?
well.
on the title.
Oh, on here. They're city of Ironton.
They're pretty well marked though. I mean, it
Yeah,
says
municipal.
Not all of them. But they're not police either.
right.
I guess my thought on that would be to have those labeled too, right?
That the municipal court are there already, but actually,
Yeah, but not
Yeah, all the way
everything
down.
they have is there.
all right. Well, I think we've got a good grasp on what we need for this one. So. All right. On to ordinance 2654. Marta, would you please give that first reading?
Setting sewer tap fees for commercial, industrial, multifamily taps and declaring an emergency. First reading.
Nate.
I'd like to make a motion to send this to Public Utilities Committee for review and recommendation. And also request John Haskins, whenever that meeting's scheduled, if he can be there also.
Robbie.
Just discussion on that. I'm great with the referring to the Public Utilities Committee. I do want to refer to Anderson's, our solicitors gave us an opinion on July 26th at the request of Mark Dickus and our mayor as to whether the ordinance that we passed last year relating to sewer tap fees pertain to multifamily or commercial, and that ordinance did only apply to single family. And so we currently do not have a sewer tap fee for multifamily units or commercial units or industrial units. And so I think it's something that is very important that we expedite as quickly as we can, because there is a decent bit of development, and I think we need to capture those fees. There's a few ways that different municipalities go about sewer tap fees. When I was doing some research on this, you see it anywhere from relating it to the water line size, the water tap size, it to just like X amount of dollars for a duplex versus a triplex, etc. The researching the different size. So what size are we actually tapping our sewer mains for, and basing that price on how large of a logical sense. And I base those numbers on researching some surrounding municipalities such as Ashland, also looked at Doubtless, Jackson, Boston, and just kind of took a numbers and also relating size.
Nate.
I understand the initiative. I'd like to have John review and discuss with us also his input.
Absolutely.
PCD.
PUC, we'll go ahead and call it, Greg.
Am I the chair of that?
Yeah.
I have my hand up. September 10th, is that you? Is it Troy?
Yeah.
Me, you, Troy? Is that September 10th? Is that right? 5:30?
5:30.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and
There, Sam, and if he's available, close September 10th. Thank you.
Council Chambers,
Yes, sir.
all right, regarding ordinance 2654.
Need a second.
I'll second that. On the meeting. Sorry, I got ahead of myself there.
Brown.
Aye.
Hany.
Aye.
Harvey.
Aye.
Hawk.
Aye.
Vaughn.
Aye.
Scott.
Aye.
Simmons. Aye.
That is referred to PUC, September 10th, 5:30, council chambers. Moving along to amended ordinance, or what? Does that even need to title amended?
This is a new ordinance, and this is the first reading, so it's not.
So let's go ahead and move along to. Mark, would you please do that first reading?
Authorizing the mayor to enter into the attached contract between the city of Ironton, Ohio and the International Association of Firefighters Local 532, and declaring an emergency. First reading.
Craig?
Mac, passing, does that rescind our previous ordinance?
Yeah, it would supersede that.
Okay. I move to suspend the rules and give ordinance 2643 second and third reading by title only.
Nate? Second. Have a motion by Craig and a second by Nate to suspend the rules for ordinance 2643. Roll call, please.
Brown.
Aye.
Hany.
Aye.
Harvey.
Aye.
Hawk.
Aye.
Vaughn.
Aye.
Stock.
Aye.
Simmons. Aye.
Rules have been suspended for ordinance 2643. Marty, would you please give that second and third reading by title only?
Authorizing the mayor to enter into the attached contract between the city of Ironton, Ohio, and the International Association of Firefighters, Local 532, and declaring an emergency. Second reading. Authorizing the mayor to enter into the attached contract between the city of Ironton, Ohio, and the International Association of Firefighters, Local 532, and declaring an emergency. Third reading.
Craig?
Move to adopt ordinance 2643.
Troy? Second. Have a motion by Craig and a second by Troy to adopt ordinance 2643. Roll call, please.
Graham.
Aye.
Hany.
Aye.
Harvey.
Aye.
Hawk.
Aye.
Vaughn.
Aye.
Stock.
Aye.
Simmons.
Ordinance 2643 has been adopted. Moving along to ordinance 2649. Marty, would you please give that second reading?
Amending chapter 1430 of the codified ordinances of the city of Ironton, Ohio, declaring an emergency. Second reading.
Discussion. Moving along to ordinance 2642. Marty, would you please give that third reading?
Prohibiting the acquisition, use, contracts, and subscriptions of automatic license plate reader systems within the city of Ironton. I didn't finish.
Oh.
Prohibiting municipal contracts for such systems and declaring an emergency. Third reading.
Troy?
I know at our meeting, we had discussed potential amendments. Robbie, I think, had brought up. Just wanted to clarify. 3 was what you had looked at. I have no phone. I know I think everybody else went line up with that from a few days ago.
You bet.
I think from my recollection of the last meeting, the only thing that was brought up was section 3, where it says no government entity could be potentially switched to the city of Ironton shall not.
Correct.
Just wanted to clarify if there was anything else that anyone had thoughts about regarding that.
Yeah, from my perspective, that was my only concern, is I didn't want our legislation to interfere with sheriff's department or say highway patrol if they were to have data from readers attached to their vehicles, that we could inhibit the prosecution of a case that they may have solid competent evidence on.
State highway patrol should be on the highway.
I think they have jurisdiction
Yeah.
across the state, but
That's what it is.
They have to mark out.
Huh?
They have to mark out.
Hey,
So do you have did you have a proposed language, or you want to rewrite the ordinance, or what do you have?
You can amend an ordinance before it has all 3 readings. This ordinance has been read 3 times now in the same form. So you just either vote it down and then introduce a new ordinance with the changes. You can amend an ordinance after first reading, second reading, but if it gets 3 readings in the same form, it's too late to amend it that way.
Sorry, I did not know that.
it was good with the original language. motion to adopt ordinance, 2643, 42, sorry. Jacob?
I'll second.
Have a motion by myself and a second by Jacob to adopt ordinance 2642. Roll call, please.
Brown.
Because of those concerns, no.
Hany.
Aye.
Harvey.
No.
Hawk. Vaughn. Scott.
Aye.
Jones. Aye.
Ordinance 2642 has been adopted. Moving along to resolutions. Laura, would you please give reading to resolution 2652?
2026 salary resolution establishing salaries for
I've got discussion. Mark, thank you for going to the training with the prosecutor's office. Appreciate you doing that. I will make a motion to pass resolution 2652. Nate?
I'd like to second and also make note that resolution 2652 received favorable recommendation by the Finance Committee.
I have a motion by myself and a second by Nate to pass ordinance or resolution 2652. Roll call, please.
Brown.
Aye.
Hany.
Aye.
Aye.
Hawk.
Aye.
Vaughn.
Aye.
Scott.
Aye.
Jones. Aye.
Resolution 2652 is passed. Moving along to miscellaneous. Nate?
Two items miscellaneous, and then I'm going to make a motion for executive session, pending everybody's discussion. I had two things. Mayor, on Lawrence Street, around Moulton's Field, there's a tree that's been falling down in the street. I know there's a lot of soccer practices going on there. It's going to make it hard for cars to pass back and forth there. I didn't know if there was something we could.
Yeah, when you brought it up last time, I gave them things that they needed to do, so follow up on
Okay, thank you. And then also, a lot of people expressed concerns about the amount of the bridge and crossing. And I know Coyote did a study in 2018 for the traffic pattern, and I didn't know if we might be able to reach out or if you got any communication with ODOT recently,
Yeah.
how to improve that.
Kevin and I met with Kyova, and actually I'd say that's on, we talked, I told Kevin that's my top priority, for the time being right now, infrastructure wise. We approached Kyova, met with them, and that study was, for the other roundabouts project, so they are looking at options for that. I told them it was coming, it's here. I've sent him documentation of it, even being stuck all the way across the bridge.
Yeah, I have, and other people have been stuck all the way on the Kentucky side. And now, honestly, it's a good thing because I think our traffic count, there's people coming into our town. And I think that, just my opinion, a couple of changes, dedicated right-hand lanes off the bridge and on Jefferson would really alleviate the issue. I didn't know if there was something we could do in the short term until Coyote and ODOT come up with a solution, or if there's anything we might be able to
It's kind of what
alleviate
we're
the
working
situation.
on right now to figure out what we could do for now, and then we obviously know that a study will be in place if we're going to do something like roundabouts there at Jefferson, Second, Third, and all from there.
And then I know one for traffic at that. Was you able to get that, or you
Yeah, we did it for businesses, but it was the one that ODOT conducted really wasn't a good, accurate picture because it was looking at Third and Jefferson and Second and Adams, so it wasn't really capturing what the bridge was in. So
right there at the foot of the bridge, right?
we did like a camera study, which actually cameraed every single type of vehicle. I'm sure this is making sure I turn right now. But it was how many axles was on the vehicle, whether it was a van or like box trucks. We figured we did it on a Thursday, Friday, Saturday to kind of get weekdays and weekends. The average was around 11,000 a day versus the 20,000+ we see on Park Avenue.
Okay.
That was 2024.
Could you keep us just posted on what comes of those discussions? Because it's a hot topic. I know everybody's been asking.
Yeah.
If there's anything the city can do, especially, it seems like peak times.
Yeah.
Obviously it's
early mornings and work off work. Thank you.
Troy, just one thing that it's kind of an odd thing to bring up, but I had two people talk to me about is geographically, Tornado Alley has begun to move eastward 5-10 years. Our area has seen a lot more tornadoes than it has previously, and two people have put on my plate, hey, maybe the city should consider tornado sirens years in the future at some point, just given that things are moving eastward and our area is seeing more tornadoes and a lot more storms than we've seen previously, so just wanted to throw that out there. I'm unfamiliar with anything regarding
I
tornadoes.
think I have an answer because this was a discussion like 3 or 4 years ago. I'm
Greenup
pretty
County
sure
one does come
the
in.
National Weather Service places them. What I took from that meeting about may not be true.
Yeah, they're right across the river in Greenup County.
Yeah.
So the National Weather Services.
Yeah. Which would also be the ones to alert you on your
Yeah,
phones and everything.
But now we could reach out, and make sure that's 100% true.
Yeah.
But that's what I found was that all goes through the National Weather Service. So
Yeah, that was just something
it's
else.
definitely something that just improve the safety of the city. Yeah.
And when there was multiple people reaching out, I just felt like I needed to see if that had been discussed at any point previously. Yeah, that's all I had.
Make a motion to
Oh, you guys got
accept the July financials. Jake?
I'll second.
Roll call, please, Mark.
Brown.
Aye.
Hany.
Aye.
Harvey.
Aye.
Hawk.
Aye.
Klein.
Aye.
Scott.
Aye.
Simmons. Aye.
Vote for acceptance.
Just a couple.
Robbie and Craig.
Couple things. Mayor, I think this is probably a question for you. I was curious, do we have any plans currently for I know we have asphalt streets resurfacing, but I've noticed, especially on the south end of town, there's a lot of areas where we have brick streets that there's a section that's been cut up and removed for repair and it's been gravel filled, or we have concrete streets that have kind of localized shifting. Do we have any plans on kind of piece working on those areas, or
Then they still just haven't been filled back, or we don't have the brick to fill them. We haven't filled asphalt since I've been in, which is 6.5 years. They used to in the past. They used to put asphalt over it.
yeah?
So that'd be a matter of me getting with. I know we bought a lot of brick off some people recently for a good price, just to try and make up for what we had lost in some of these, like South Fish Street, 3rd Street project. There was a piece that had been asphalted for many years, and when they did that project back from McDuffie, I think is where it's at, 5th, they ended up using all of our bricks from down here. When it wasn't brick, or it was brick before, but it wasn't brick when they saved all the bricks. And so we bought some bricks for a really good price, but that was just off somebody that had them locally. If we have to go change them all out, I don't know what the cost is going to be to buy them. So no, I don't have, if they're big outs, it's probably just getting to it because it takes time to put it back.
Right.
And then a lot of times the gravel is left there. It's not that we forgot. It's more so they're trying to let it settle. So if you just put that back over like a hollowed out hole, it's just going to crush that line when someone goes over it. So concrete, it's expensive. Like you guys do some paving projects, I'd be all for doing that if you guys want to spend the money.
I guess I'm curious, is that something that we, on the brick and the concrete, smaller repairs like that, do we do that in-house typically?
We do it if it's a water break or some type of utility problem, issue. But we're not going out and proactively fixing concrete streets and things.
That answers my question. The question I had was, I've noticed, and I've seen some comments on it too, but there's some adults without kids loitering at our about that. that to, I think the season's almost over now, so it's probably more of a next year problem. But it definitely makes the area appear a little safe. A child there when there's multiple adults hanging out that don't have kids there.
I know that we've kept an eye on it throughout the day,
We have,
even sitting on it.
I'm not sure how we can move people away from there if they're not
Yeah, that's-
anything illegal.
I'll investigate that further on the legislative side.
Greg?
I'm sure I echoed like everyone in the room sentiment about like questions about boil water advisories here recently, and everyone that I come in contact with that has asked me was not signed up for the text alerts, and so like the guy working at Speedway asked me, I told him, "Are you signed up for the text alerts?" And he's like, "I have no idea what you're talking about." So I want to mention in here 91896 text Ironton General. You get all of the announcements that come from the mayor's office from Terry in text form. But is there? I don't have social media, so are we putting that out on social media? And I know it at some point went on the utility bill to announce that. Are we doing that on a cadence?
Yeah, even if you get on the website, it's like annoying how much it's in your way. Like,
How about the utility bill? Put it on the utility bill.
I never did before. I'm not sure. Like,
I would just like this to see us.
I think we do, but like I said, I just get paid my.
I'd like to see us try to maybe that we haven't put it out on. Refresh on the utility bill at one time, whatever other services we have to make sure that people, because I'm sure you got called and I can just like forward, I just copied and pasted not out there as much as we think it's out there for people to know. It's not a criticism. It's a
You can only
right. Like, but I think that it would be beneficial if we sent it out on the utility bill and did a few things that maybe we haven't done to try to get people on the same page. And I mean, like to Troy's point, it's public safety. More communication where it seems like we're trying, and I know that service is a great service. Terry does a great job at getting information out, and I appreciate it. I just want more people to have that at their disposal, so they don't think that I know more than they do just because I get a text alert. Okay.
It went out in many different ways.
I
More so we got criticized because the text alert was beat by the Ironton Tribune, I believe. Like they got it out quicker than we did. So that's just because sometimes it's getting to a text service at 7 o'clock at night and having to put that through.
Real quick, I don't want to spend long on it, but someone else asked me that pays their water bill online. Hey, wouldn't it be nice if we could get emails, like if we have an account already with currently as an invoice file? And I said that's something I would mention. I don't know if we have the ability to communicate that we have registered for water bills, but that could be additional. I know there's so many channels.
You can sell the data, I suppose. That could be a stock joke.
Regarding the water, boil water advisory, I did have a chance, and Mr. Edens explained it very well to me after I had got some calls, and I texted the mayor and asked if I could get kind of an in-depth explanation to tell people. I've heard concerning remarks about our water filtration plant. It had nothing. Really good job of producing water. What I think everybody has been unseasonably rainy summer. So areas or whatever going into the river. That's what the water, it was our intake. So it wasn't anything our water filtration plant did, it was the water that we were intaking, correct, Mayor?
Yeah, so it's turbidity, which is, it means like you get a lot of clay runoff, things that don't bind as well to the alum chemical that they clear the water with whenever they're treating it. So we've dealt with much higher turbidity levels before in flood stage because it's so mucky, it's so thick that the chemical's not enough. So you have to rework that process. But regardless, if you have turbidity that exceeds the it's a boil advisory until you could confirm in there because everything can turbidity, meaning the cloudiness in the water. So therefore, like over the weekend, we had 0 contaminated. But they weren't going to just let us ride it out for the weekend, then find out it's boiled advisory until you have determined there is no contaminants in this water.
So, and I believe that Mr. Edens did a fantastic job of obviously collecting samples, reporting it, and it wasn't.
They were under advisory before they were across the river before we. It's many different water intakes, like the aquifers, like that maybe Coal Grove or some other places might use, might not have a problem because groundwater. We're using river water, which is river mud during this seasonal tropical storm.
And I do want to add that it's the Ohio EPA that we have to work with to allow the boil water advisory to be lifted. So we're kind of at their will.
It's for a good thing because you don't know.
Right.
But the good thing is there was no issue with it.
Right.
Other than it was cloudy because.
So just want to clear a couple things up with that.
I've got something, and it's, to me, I think it's probably the most urgent thing that we should be working on right now. And I've sent it to the Andersons for legislation was action. They asked you all what you wanted to do with it. Followed up with an email stating we need a resolution. We've done this in the past. It's giving prior authorization. So once the time is right to strike on a price, you see as that needed. Winter is coming, and the gas prices, the volatility is coming with that. We need to be ready to strike. We won't be able to wait just for the next time council needs to give us authorization.
They sent us, we didn't understand.
Right. Brigham said.
I followed up
cleared
with
up.
them just saying what we needed, but it needs sponsors, it needs
Okay.
all that. Like,
Good on
yeah, just we need
that.
that
I'll
too.
Yeah. That's a good program. John?
Just one quick thing. First of all, I'd like to thank and recognize Matt Maskey with Custom Built PCs for being here, and 4-year-olds, little laptops up front. This you may want to frame because this will be the last agenda that you have that is a hard copy.
That's sad.
So.
We need one.
Well,
Craig and I agree
It
that we
will
need
be,
one up
you
here.
will get that, but most everyone will not get one. And hopefully in 10 years, you won't be throwing out 14 more tons of paper on the floor. So thanks again to Matt. This is a work in progress, and he is making advances quickly, so bear with us until all the bugs and all that's worked out of it, but in theory, this is what you're going to be seeing.
Thank you, Mr. Matt. Sarah?
Will we also get our financials?
Financials
Digitally?
will be online also.
Oh,
Everything
great.
will be online, no
Awesome.
paper.
Thank you.
Any other miscellaneous? Saying none, Nate?
I'm sorry, I have one more miscellaneous. Were you able to access the shared council outside of?
No, it's in here right. Just point out
It seems to me the copy outside of here is email yourself a copy of the agenda.
Okay. All right.
Sarah.
Do we not have OneDrive with our emails? Could we not have it on
You
OneDrive?
can, but you gotta do a Microsoft account on every computer. Use OneDrive, and again, you got the agenda, you can email to yourself. You literally have a USB stick, and you can have a copy, they're here. You know, you can bring it, put it on another device, easily. And it's just Chrome is all you need to view a PDF. So either Adobe Acrobat, Chrome, Edge, any browser, and you can view that document.
We're still gonna get them emailed, right? Still, John?
They will be on a centralized drive here, and then they will be thrown out to your all's computers. Prior to that happening, yes, you will get, that won't change. When the clerk and I have worked on that, they'll still go to you, but they'll be here also.
Okay.
I just have to
So they're already emailed out to them.
Yeah, we get them on Tuesday.
Okay, so they've got a copy before they even get here.
Yes, and then they will have this online.
Yeah.
Does that answer the question? then?
I
You
think
got a copy.
as long as we still get them on email, I think everybody's got that. Good. Great. Yep.
I'd like to make a motion to go to executive session. The executive session to discuss 4 different property issues and personnel that action will follow with the solicitor, mayor, finance director, Kevin Wood, Mark Dickus, and Mr. Allen.
Second that. Roll call, please.
Brown.
Aye.
Hany.
Aye.
Harvey.
Aye.
Hawk.
Aye.
Vaughn.
Aye.
Scott.
Aye.
Simmons. Aye.
Thank you, everybody, for attending. We're now entering executive
You
session.
didn't say you needed council, so.